Hey guys, good morning. We're going to have a little chat this morning because, as usual, I am early and I have time. So I'm going to talk to you guys. This has been something that's been on my mind for a little while, and initially I was like, should I talk about that? Should I not? But what I did was I asked some people who are not super involved in YouTube. They don't watch all my videos. Like, they don't really know the people that I'm talking about. And I asked them a general question. And the question was, if a family was making approximately, let's say $40,000 a month income, I didn't even say how the money was being made. If that family had an Amazon wish list, what would you think about that? And every single person that I asked, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like 100 people, but it was several. Every single person said, that's absolutely insane. There's no reason why, if you're making that much, why do you have an Amazon wish list? So now I want to bring it to you guys and extend the conversation regarding Alicia Dougherty, and specifically the fact that she is an Amazon wish list. Now, she has said before that her kids put stuff on the wish list that they want, and I've taken a look over there, and it's usually like toys and stuff like that. It's never anything, at least that I've seen, it's never anything like, $1,000 computer or anything like that. The items are usually in between like 20, 25 up to, I think the most expensive thing was like less than 100. But I really want to know, how do you guys feel about this? Because my kind of stance on Amazon wish lists is, I think they're awesome. And I understand why wish lists are created a lot of times. I know, there are families that have kids and they either make a wish list for Christmas, or maybe one of their kids is having a birthday. And there are families out there that just can't afford to do the extra stuff for their kids. So if it's a family like that and they're putting a wish list and there's some stuff that the kids really want, that's amazing. However, when you talk about Alicia Dougherty, we're talking about someone that not only makes an ample amount of money, but she makes that money by oversharing, not giving her kids privacy, using their stories, shaming their birth parents to make herself look better. She has said before, they take the hard kids. They take the kids that, quote, nobody else wanted. And when you're making your money by putting out that message, to have the audacity to have an Amazon wish list, and don't get me wrong, before people get fired up in the comments and say, oh, well, nobody's making you donate. No, they're not. But again, it's public info and I'm allowed to have a public opinion about it. I just find it to be really interesting how she has money to, like, this, we're literally talking about a family that's taken a double vacation in less than 2 months. They went to New York City, blew a bunch of money there. The kids got whatever they could have ever asked for. And then they're going to the beach, which I think traveling is amazing. But at the same time, we go back to, this is someone who has her hand out, not literally, kind of figure, you guys know what I mean. My whole thing is just like, how dare you ask people to buy your children gifts or video games or whatever they want when you're making so much money by oversharing their stories? That, to me, it upsets me, because what people like her do when wealthy people have wish lists for their kids, like Alicia, she's giving Amazon Wishlist kind of like a bad name. And it's kind of like family vloggers as a general idea. The bad apples have given, as soon as you hear, oh yeah, we're family vloggers, you think of people like the Ace family, the LeBrants, Eight Passengers, Dougherty Dozen. It just kind of puts a black cloud over the general idea of family vlogging. There is a family channel I'm going to talk about, and she actually did a video that talked directly about oversharing and privacy and kids being involved in videos. So I want that to be a reaction because she mentions so many good points in her video. So that'll be coming in the next few days. But I just think that it takes some nerve to, you know, Alicia has said how much she makes. That number is not made up by, quote, haters or whatever she wants to call people. She's the one that put those numbers out, and then she deleted the video. But we have screen grabs and everything. Those were her figures. And that was also several months ago. So she could be making well over 40 grand a month now. And I just think that it takes a lot of nerve to be making that much and then allow people who are most likely living paycheck to paycheck, actually allowing them to buy stuff for your kids. People have also shared opinions about her P.O. box, allowing people to send stuff to the P.O. box. And I think that's kind of the same thing, but with the wish list, it's sort of more directly asking, like, this is exactly what we want. This is the exact item that we want, and this is the price. And, you know, the P.O. box I still think is very weird because, as we saw, Auntie Lauren sent a doll with her face on it. Who does that, by the way? That's still one of the weirdest things that I've seen regarding Dougherty Dozen stands. Like, that's so creepy. The last thing I want to touch on regarding the Amazon wish list subject is, I'll give you guys an example of when I think of a good Amazon wish list with like really good intentions. This is what I think of. I knew a girl who went through a divorce and she had a young child. When it was time for her to separate from her soon-to-be ex-husband, her child was, I think, 9 or 10 months, like right under a year. And she was by herself, you know, single income, newly single income. And she just didn't have a whole lot of stuff for her baby. So what she did was put together a wish list of a couple of household items that she needed, like kind of more expensive stuff, like I think there was an Instant Pot on there. There was like a vacuum cleaner, like pretty standard stuff, but stuff that costs a couple $100 sometimes. And this was back when like the Instant Pot was newer than it is now. But most of the stuff that was on her list was, you know, all stuff for her child. So there was even like food on there. There was a crib. There was this like walker thing. You know, just like miscellaneous stuff for her kid. And I remember, you know, participating in that wish list, and I really felt like it was really good. Like, that was like, okay, I totally understand. I understand why she's doing this. I understand why she's asking for this help. And it wasn't stuff that like she could easily get for herself. Like, when I see Alicia putting video games on an Amazon wish list, like, Alicia, you make over 40 grand a month. Why are you asking anyone to buy your kid a $50 video game? And to me, what this does, the reason that I wanted to talk about it is because it is just another avenue of how she exhibits greediness. And I don't give a damn what anyone says. I think the woman is greedy, and that's my personal opinion based on her own actions, her own content, the things that she has said and the things that she's done. I think that she has exhibited someone who is extremely driven by money and extremely greedy and willing to accept anything that someone else will give her so that she doesn't have to spend her own money on it. So those are going to be my thoughts for today. And just as a reminder, because I like to toss this into every video, just because Alicia has decided to foster to adopt, kinship, whatever it is, that's great. That doesn't mean that she should be oversharing, not giving the kids privacy, talking about birth parents, putting their safety at risk by sharing schedules ahead of time. She just did that the other day again, sharing where her kids are going to be for the next week and at what times. I don't care. If she does all of those things, that's great. But that also isn't a ticket. You don't exchange adopting a child for being able to use them for clicks and views. That's just not how it works. That child is counting on you to keep them safe, and they did not sign up to have their story blasted all over TikTok so that your page can gain more followers. So anyway, that's going to be my little rant for this morning. I hope that you guys are having a really good week whenever you're watching this, or weekend, or day, night, lunch, whatever. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.